We're going to join in now with a live picture from that scene in Cobb County. We're going to hear from the PIO right now. Let's take a listen.
Tonight we received a 911 call, and it was in reference to a dispute, incident that occurred on Spring Valley Road. Officers arrived, and when they did, they found the suspect vehicle exiting the driveway. At that time, the suspect vehicle, shots were fired towards our officer's vehicle. One of the rounds struck an officer's vehicle. No rounds struck officers. All of our officers are okay. At that point, a chase began with the vehicles. It ended still inside Cobb County, a little bit of a distance from here. The vehicle wrecked into another vehicle. The other party was not injured. At that point in time, the suspect was taken into custody. Officers that entered inside the home located a deceased adult female from a gunshot wound. There was also a 16-year-old juvenile male who was struck by a round. He has been transported for treatment for non-life-threatening injuries. At this time, we are still investigating, trying to determine the relationship between the persons inside the home. There were other witnesses inside the home, so at this point, we'll be speaking with them, trying to identify relationships and find out more about what has gone on tonight.
So the suspect, do you know if the suspect lived at this house or if the victim lived at the house?
I don't. We're still working to determine relationships and right.
We had heard that maybe a child in the house had made the 911 call. Is there any, what happened?
I don't know at this time who made the 911 call, but I just know a call was made.
So it was some type of domestic disturbance.
It was. It's going to be a domestic-related shooting at this point.
And back to, obviously scary moments for your officer. Was it one or two officers, I guess, that responded to this call, and then I guess as soon as they got here, shots started?
I don't know how many officers were on scene at the time that the shots were fired. This is the type of call that multiple officers would respond to. So it's possible there were multiple on scene, but I know for sure there was one whose vehicle was struck by a round.
Is his vehicle still here? Or?
I don't know.
In the past, calls for service by any chance at this house? Has had any issues?
I don't.
You said there was a deceased female inside and a 16-year-old that was also struck. Was that 16-year-old or did the shooter shot the female and then shot the 16-year-old male?
I'm not sure at this time, and I'm not sure the number of rounds that were fired inside the home.
But we do know that two people was hit, one deceased, one was transferred to a local hospital.
That's correct. One deceased adult female, one 16-year-old juvenile male. He was transported for non-life-threatening injuries.
Do we know if the deceased is still in the home or has been removed, and how long will investigators be on scene?
At this point, it's still under investigation. I don't know the estimated time that the investigation will close and the scene will close. For now, it's still an active scene.
Do you know how many people was in the house when the shooting happened? Obviously, you did say that you guys are speaking with those that was in the house.
I don't know the exact number. I just know there were other parties inside the home. I don't know what their involvement was to the dispute or if there was an involvement. We're working to learn that at this time.
So they were inside the house when the shooting happened?
That's my understanding.
And just to be clear, your officers did not exchange gunfire, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
And then what time did you guys get out here for that 911 call?
I'd have to check and see. I don't know it off the top of my head.
Thank you.